Welcome. This presentation is brought to you by the Pikes Peak Council Boy Scouts of America. Before we begin, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Monica Kennedy, and I am a district director with the Pikes Peak Council. I've been with our council for almost 8 years now, and many of you may know me from day camps, from around the office, or from one of our many council events. Recruitment is my favorite time of year, and while we may have a few challenges this fall, I'm still excited to share the program that we all know and love with our new families. So, let's jump in. Fall is normally an exciting time for Cub Scouts. A return to the regimen of school means a return to regular pack meetings. Cub Scouts are excited to see their friends as den meetings resume, and we have the perfect opportunity to invite new friends into our Cub Scouting family as we begin a new program year. With all of the uncertainty following the outbreak of COVID-19 and state regulations set in place, the question we keep hearing is, what does this all mean for fall recruitment? What does fall recruitment look like this year? The simple truth is, we don't really know what this fall will look like yet. The only thing we do know with a fair amount of certainty is that it will look like no other fall recruitment before. The best thing that we can do for our scouts is to prepare for 3 very different types of scenarios. A return to traditional Cub Scout experience, a small group setting where small den meetings are allowed but pack meetings are not, and an entirely virtual world for our Cub Scouts. No matter what situation this fall brings, we need to be prepared for a virtual recruitment. But what exactly does that look like? Well, first and foremost, it means updating your unit's Be a Scout pin and checking your leads regularly. You should be receiving an email updating you to a new lead, but I will be very honest, sometimes that email is caught in spam filters. Try to make it a habit to check your leads at least twice a week. Every lead is an interested parent, and the quicker that we respond, the more likely that family is to join your unit. I would also suggest that your unit turn on the ability to accept online applications. More and more families rely on the purchasing power of the internet. It is easy to use as a new parent, and the application is processed and entered into your unit's record within 24 hours of your approval, which makes getting the new family involved easy as can be. Lastly, we ask that you be active on different social media platforms like Nextdoor and Facebook. Interact with your school's Facebook page, homeschooling groups, and mom groups that are in your neighborhood. The more visible your pack is through online platforms this year, the better your recruitment will be. All that being said, let's explore 3 possible scenarios for recruitment this fall. Scenario number 1. It is entirely possible that fall recruitment this year will look relatively normal. If restrictions are lifted and life has resumed to relatively normal activities, recruitment could be very similar to what you've seen before. In-person back-to-school nights, hosting booths at school events like fall carnivals, and passing out bookmarks during the Scholastic Book Fair are all great techniques to use to invite new families to your pack. Have a plan ready with possible unit field trips, day hikes, and family camping trips. Your scouts will be eager to get outdoors and have some scouting fun. Scenario number 2. This fall, we might find ourselves in a situation where we are allowed to meet in small groups, allowing for social distancing. If this is the case, the 5-table recruitment method will become crucial to your success with recruitment, as it already allows for 6 feet of distancing between individuals. The 5-table method is a great way to welcome a new family into your pack. Provide the family with pack-specific information like your calendar for the year and contact information, and to sign the new family up. From start to finish, the process should take no more than 20 minutes, and a new family should feel welcome and know when and where their next meeting will be. For more information on the 5-table method, make sure you check out our next video, which is dedicated to the topic. Scout leaders might also need to prepare for smaller den sizes and plan to hold den meetings in someone's home rather than an outside facility if we are not allowed to gather over a certain number of people. It is possible that our usual meeting locations may not allow community groups to use their facilities, especially with new cleaning regimens set in place. This might also mean that we're not able to hold large-scale PAC meetings, so it will be important to work with your PAC leadership team to determine the best method for a virtual PAC meeting if this is the case. Many of our PACs are already using virtual PAC meetings to connect with their scouting families, and one of my favorite best practices that I've seen thus far is to put together a slideshow for the PAC meeting, outline the agenda for the meeting, give the usual PAC announcements, and then celebrate Scout achievements with a picture of the Scout and the things that they have achieved in the last month. It's a great way to celebrate each Scout and to create excitement for everything that they've earned. You can also create a little friendly competition. This PAC had their Scouts participate in a cake decorating contest, just like they would in person. But they had each Scout take a picture with their cake and include it in the slideshow. At the end, everyone was able to select an award for each cake. It was a great way to blend a virtual meeting with an in-person activity. Scenario number 3, Cub Scouting at home. If stay-at-home orders are put back into place, or our state guidelines say that we can only interact with members of our immediate household, we will need to prepare for a completely virtual Cub Scout experience for all recruitment activities, den meetings, and PAC meetings. If this is the case, we at the Pikes Peak Council will be creating a recruitment video that is essentially a new parent orientation to the Cub Scouting program. This video will be updated for every PAC, with PAC-specific information appearing at the beginning and end of the video. Like we talked about earlier, it will be imperative to utilize online recruitment tools like Be a Scout and online registration. The more of a presence your PAC can have virtually, the better your recruitment will be. We also need to be prepared for virtual den and PAC meetings. This means learning how to engage your families now in order to better prepare for this fall. Virtual Cub Scouting doesn't have to mean boring hour-long Zoom meetings. I suggest trying a blended activity. Have your den leaders send out the week's activities ahead of time so that families can fit the project into their schedule, and then have a quick virtual meeting to show off what the Cub Scout learned or to sing a silly song. Whatever you do, make it fun and engaging. While we don't know what this fall will hold, we can prepare for every scenario. Rest assured that we at the Pikes Peak Council are doing everything that we can to help prepare for whatever situation is thrown our way. This year might be more of a challenge than we've ever seen, but it's a challenge that we will all get through together by keeping a positive attitude and preparing a plan now for whatever is thrown our way this fall. As always, thank you for everything that you do for our Scouts. Scout on!